his chest, his back, his wrist, and his leg. He was a goddamn mess all over, but he wasn't about to let anyone else in the room know that. Even his little niece, Sophia, Toddle walked over to him and held on to his leg in a big cuddle. Thankfully, it was his good leg, so he wasn't wincing in pain the entire time. "Hey, it's not that excitin' having me home, is it?" he asked, grinning down at Mia and pressing a quick kiss to her cheek, then ruffling Sophia's hair before she toddled off again. "You'd think I'd been gone for a year." "Honestly, you haven't been home a minute and I'm ready to strangle you," Mia muttered. "Of course it's exciting. You scared us all half to death when you ended up in the hospital like that." He hadn't meant to tease her. She'd lost her best friend to a riding accident, and he wasn't trying to trivialize what had happened. He just didn't particularly want to be the center of attention. Not here and not at the hospital. All the fuss was embarrassing. "Hey, Tan," Cody called out, raising his beer bottle. "Ready for a drink?" "Hell yes," Tanner answered, throwing his brother a grateful smile. "Hey, Sam," he said when his brother-in-law shook his hand, slapping him on the back and passing the beer over from Cody. Mia hadn't been married to Sam for long, but Tanner already felt like he was part of the family. It helped that they both shared a solid love for quarter horses. "It's good to have you home, Tanner." His older sister, Angelina, had been talking to their dad on the other side of the room, but she was by his side now, giving him a long, warm hug. She was so unlike Mia, who was usually always dressed down in jeans and a T-shirt or her riding attire. Angelina was more often wearing tailored pants and silky blouses, making her stand out like a sore thumb whenever she returned to the ranch. He always loved Thanksgiving. It was the only time their entire family was ever together. Cody might be the complete opposite of him, and Angelina was as interested in the ranch as he was in clothes shopping, but they'd always gotten along well, and he missed the hell out of them when they weren't around. As kids, they'd been more similar. It was only as young adults they'd slowly drifted apart when it came to their careers and interests. "Good to have you home, son," his dad, the one and only Walter Ford, spoke in his trademark booming voice from the other side of the room. Tanner raised his beer to his father and took a long, cool sip. It was like heaven in a mouthful as he stood there, propped up on his crutches. "Come sit," Cody ordered. "Put that leg up and watch some football." He let Mia fuss and take his beer while he settled himself down, grimacing when he lifted his leg up and placed it on the coffee table. It was good to get the weight off it, but it still hurt like hell most of the time, a dull, never-ending thud of pain he was almost starting to get used to. "You feeling okay, or putting on a brave face?" Mia asked, her brows drawn together, concern written all over her expression. "If I told you the truth, you'd only start fussing." Mia nodded. She was his ally in this whole thing. Mia was a professional show jump rider, and although not as dangerous as what he did, it was still a high-risk sport. Not to mention the fact that he'd stood her ground with her when their entire family had protested about her continuing to ride while she was pregnant with Sophia, and now again with her second pregnancy. She owed him a debt big time. "You let me know if you need anything, or if all of this," she said, waving her hand around, "gets to be too much." She left him then and went back to Sam, and Tanner grit his teeth and tried to get comfortable. He'd been hurt before, but damn, this was something else. Perhaps he should have heeded his doctor's advice and stayed a few days longer. "So, how'd you convince the docs to let you out of the hospital so soon?" Cody asked as he sipped his beer. "Bribed a pretty nurse," Tanner replied with a wink. "I should have guessed." Cody laughed, and Tanner joined him, pleased he'd decided to come home. It was Thanksgiving, and the last thing he wanted was to sit alone in a hospital bed, wishing he was at home with the rest of his family. "Any thoughts about rehab yet?" Cody asked. "And please don't tell me you're hoping to get on a bull again. Surely you've got all that out of your system. It's been 10 years of risks, 10. It's time to give it up and grow up a little. Get a real job." Tanner took a big pull of beer.